What was the most valuable thing or things about the economic gardening program for your business?
I've been thinking about that a lot since that question was first posed to me. And to carry the gardening analogy, what is the most important aspect of gardening? Pretty difficult to identify. I think the whole process was very valuable to the team here at Northstar Aerospace. Starting from identifying to others who we were, what products and services that we had to offer, talking amongst ourselves about that, what was the focus of that, to communicating effectively to your team and having your team give us their feedback, their impressions of our story, and asking ourselves, is that truly who we are? So the whole process of them helping us identify customers, markets, was very important. Again, to carry that analogy through, what crops are we going to plant, what goods and services should we focus on, to what are climate conditions that would affect us, business climate conditions that would affect us. Time is finite, capital is finite, so it really helped us and the whole team to focus on what we needed to do as far as our message is concerned and our focus on the goods and services.
Did it help you reprioritize your markets at all?
Yes, yes it did. Not only taking a look at the various opportunities that existed out there before that we really hadn't considered, to also help us focus geographically. We're going to be in Salt Lake City 2 weeks from now. What other companies are there in Salt Lake City that we could see, make an appointment with to talk about what we have to offer? And it was extremely helpful. The amount of information that we received, complete with emails, complete with the size of the company, complete with ownership, it helped us get past some gatekeepers and sit down and add value to the expense already incurred from going to Salt Lake City.
Can you talk a little bit about the quantity of information as well as the quality of information you received through the economic gardening engagement?
The quantity was, to begin with, a little bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. The spreadsheets that we received contained vast amounts of information regarding potential clients. They were also very user-friendly. We could sort them by location, we could sort them by size, we could sort them by exactly what products or services that they might be interested in us providing. And it helped us with different shows that we attend. Who are the attendees of those shows? Do they really fit us? We've all been to these shows and kind of look around after day 2 and say, what was the value of this? There really weren't the decision makers at these shows, so we spent money that really could have been spent more efficiently elsewhere. And it helped us focus on who exactly were at these trade shows.
Can you talk a little bit about the information that you've used and implemented now and the value of that?
Again, we visit our clients fairly regularly. We'd like to do more of that, but there are resources that again are finite. When we do, it allows us to extend our trip a day or 2 on either end of visiting with our current clients and visit with other clients without incurring a great deal of costs. And these clients are people that are able to utilize our goods and services other than just showing up at the door cold call.
Sure.
We can send them an email in advance, set up the appointment, tell them who we are. Again, the information available to us included emails, included phone numbers. It's tough getting past gatekeepers just to show up at the door or make a cold call and say, oh, by the way, who's in charge of this? I mean, that's pretty impressive. Not.
Can you talk a little bit about the professionalism of the team that you worked with, because you don't see them face to face?
Yes. In talking about that, there is a value in, again, interacting with people, not necessarily face to face, because some of the initial interactions with potential clients are not necessarily face to face. It's either email or a phone call. So it's always good to be able to practice telling your story and then get some feedback on how effective you've been in telling that story. There were a lot of questions asked of us, which caused us to ask questions of ourselves, but extremely professional, extremely focused on our needs, and there wasn't a lot of time wasted at all. There was a lot of value in the conversation.
What could you tell another business owner, another business that's considering an economic gardening engagement?
All of us get a lot of calls, a lot of requests asking to help us with our marketing campaign. The difference here to me is the vast amount of usable information that we get, the listening skills, the professionalism of the people on the other end, and even the follow-up that you're doing right now, for instance, or the meeting that we had here a few months back, and bringing the business leaders together and say, you know, how did we do? A lot of these people who provide services would give you information, whether it's usable or not usable. They give you the sense that, well, here it is. If it doesn't work, it's really due to your lack of effort. And it's always good to complete the circle and ask, you know, how did we do? What more value is there in this? And causes us to take it off the shelf again and revisit it too.